The film opens with a family on a long journey. They are Marion and Alexis. They also bring their son named Jeremy. They stop for a moment because Jeremy wants to go to the bathroom, and it turns out that their destination is very close. Seeing that, Marion daydreams looking at her hometown. Maybe she remembers the past memories she went through in that city. Long story short, they arrive at their destination city and decide to take a break while drinking at a roadside cafe. But when Marion enters the shop, she meets someone who may have been in her life. She is Vivian, still young and handsome. Who knows what happened between them, but what is clear is that they were once very close. After that, they continue their journey, heading to Marion's childhood home. The house looks old, because it has not been maintained since Marion's parents passed away. They had trouble getting in because the door was locked. And in the end, Alexis entered from behind the house and opened the door from the inside. In the end, they all ate together because they were tired after the long journey there. Because it was in a remote place, the city still had a very clear and cool river. There were still many people who came to swim and sunbathe. Marion also came there. She relaxed and sunbathed there. But not long after, Vivian came there and approached Marion. She invited Marion to walk into the forest and would show her a beautiful place. But fortunately Marion refused. She realized she already had Alexis. Even though their relationship was not good, Alexis was a good father figure for Jeremy. One morning, Jeremy and Alexis were playing ball behind the house. But not long after the sound of something falling was heard in the house. It turned out that it was Marion who accidentally dropped a plate. Alexis came there, and immediately forced Marion to make out. If you think about it, it wasn't the right time, but what can you do? That feeling is indeed difficult to calm down. You know what she means. After that, Marion was really upset with Alexis. She then walked alone into the forest to calm her heart. But it turned out that Vivian followed Marion from behind, and apparently they had agreed to meet at a place. After that Marion came back, and acted as if nothing had happened. But apparently Alexis felt something strange about Marion. But that night, Alexis again invited Marion to make out, but strangely Marion seemed forced to do it. A few days later, Marion met Vivian again somewhere. They swam together, and in the end they made out in the forest with a calm and comfortable atmosphere. Days passed. They lived their lives in that remote town. And of course Marion often met Vivian and repeated the events they had done in the forest many times. Long story short, one afternoon Alexis and Marion walked into the forest looking for fresh air. On the way Alexis whistled to tease the birds there, but not long after the sound of a human whistle was heard as if responding to Alexis. Not long after that, Jeremy said he wanted to go to the bathroom, but he hadn't come back for a long time. Alexis tried to catch up with him, and Marion was left alone. And not long after, Vivian came there and said something to Marion. On the other hand, Jeremy was nowhere to be found. Alexis continued to look for him in the forest. But unexpectedly, Marion found Jeremy first. She said that she was just walking and forgot the way back. Instead of waiting for Alexis to come, Marion went home with Jeremy. Not only that, she also intended to leave the city with Jeremy. Initially Jeremy refused and asked Marion to wait for his father. But in the end, Jeremy obeyed what his mother said. While Alexis was still in the forest and didn't know the way home. She kept walking, until finally she heard the whistle again and followed it. And in the end, Alexis was able to get out of the forest safely. Did that sound come from Vivian? If so, what was the purpose? That was the plot of our film this time. I hope you like it and see you again in our next film plot.